Oh my god, would you look at that? You guys are looking at the best P320 on the planet. You know, there was a painter that defined beauty, and he said that it was a summation of the parts in such a way that nothing needed to be added, taken away, or altered. It was perfect. And by that very definition, this firearm is perfect. This is a Sig Sauer Roland Special styled gun, and yes, it is very special, and we're going to go over why they call it that right now. So we're going to start from the bottom, work our way up, and save the best for last. So here we have Sig Sauer's quote-unquote tactical magazines. They have an awesome taper. These things work fantastic as funneling you right into the magazine well. You will be able to see that you can see the loaded round indicator down here, how many rounds you have loaded, all the way down past the frame. This is fantastic, so you can just tell if your gun is fully loaded, if you have a fully loaded mag or not, just by looking at it from the outside. You don't have to take the magazine out to check, and if you're in a class and stuff, you will know. That is greatly appreciated and a cool attention to detail by Sig. I mentioned that in this thing's first video, where it started its life as a Sig Sauer Tac Ops full size, and now it is the carry size, so that is a compact slide and a full size frame. As we talk about the frame, let's dive right into that. You can see this stippling here. Oh, there we go. There's a good picture of the stippling. This stippling is fantastic. Sig has continuously upgraded this throughout the years, and this stippling is way different. It's the same stuff that's on like the M17s now, and it does not need to be upgraded. As you can see, I did not get this gun custom stippled, and I did say it was perfect. That is because this stippling is awesome. It's super grippy. I honestly don't think they could possibly make it better. Some people like grip up here. That is personal preference. I don't think you need it. I definitely don't like grip here because that will dig at your hands, and something this aggressive and this sticky would definitely be uncomfortable to shoot if it was up here. So if you're the kind of guy that likes it up here, you could put a little piece of grip tape, or you could get a little stippling done here, but my preferences are this is awesome. So the frame is, as I said, full-size grip, so you get the 21 round magazines or the 17 round magazines, and the internals are all stock Sig Sauer. And you might be like, well, how the hell is this thing the best P320 if you didn't put such and such trigger in it, blah, blah, blah. Guys, the Sig's trigger is phenomenal. I mean, if you can improve this thing, you're going to just get minor improvements, and you are just kind of ticking away at value for the dollar at that point. Because I have to tell you, I mentioned this in the Tac Op video. After shooting this gun, I shot 500 rounds all in one shot at the range, and I had a blast. And let me tell you, this trigger, let's just ghost this trigger together. So you have a little bit, just the couple millimeters of take up, and this is like maybe a half pound, maybe a pound of pressure. It's like nothing. And then you come to the wall, and then slight pullback, and you get like another 2 millimeters maybe of travel, and then reset. That's it, and you're already at the wall. So like this trigger is very, very nice. It's a very, very nice trigger. It makes it like night and day difference. I raved over the 509 tactical trigger, how it was nice and crisp and etc. This gun has the shortest overall travel of any trigger I've ever used in a striker fired gun. It's just nothing. Look at that. It's just a couple millimeters and then another couple millimeters back, and that's the whole entire travel. Man, this thing really gives you that accuracy, and I'm going to roll in some shots of me shooting kind of periodically throughout this video, and you'll be able to see some of the accuracy I got out of it, especially comparing with and without this beautiful compensator that we're going to talk about in a minute. But yeah, guys, this trigger is amazing. This light is really great. I love how long it is. I like how it has an aggressive end in case you needed to use it as blunt force, and it is very bright. That is really all you have to say about the Surefire X300U. Alright guys, so let's keep working our way up from the light, and we're going to go to the barrel now, actually. This is the Silencerco Threaded barrel for the Sig Sauer P320 compact. As I said, carry size gun, and this barrel has just been 100% perfect. The lockup is nice and tight, and there's no movement or anything inside the frame, inside the slide. This is just a really great barrel, pretty straightforward, Silencerco quality, no problems with it whatsoever, fits like a glove. Then we get to the slide. This slide is unbelievable, guys, absolutely unbelievable. This is just a work of art by Norsso. This thing is completely machined out of 17.4 stainless steel billet. It is black nitride. It also comes in like a battle hardened finish, which probably just is like that, like brushed stuff. But this thing has ran absolutely flawlessly. I haven't even cleaned this thing or oiled it, even though I probably should have, and I just took it right to the range. Everything's brand new in the gun, brand new internals, never shot, just threw the slide on, and it was ready to rock. This is a completely custom slide. You buy it as a stripped slide, or you could buy the internals from him, like I did. I'm going to let you guys feel what I'm feeling just by hearing this. So, do you guys hear that? Can you just like feel that? How smooth this action is? This action is just amazing. It honestly feels somewhat similar to my Ed Brown 1911. Like, this thing is, oh man, it's so smooth. This isn't even oiled, man. This isn't even oiled. The machining done by Norsso on this completely custom slide, along with the rails that the P320 has. I mean, the Tac Ops ran just like this, man. It's just beautiful, beautiful, and it shows up in the accuracy and the shootability of this handgun. I mean, it is absolutely phenomenal. This slide, I honestly could not recommend it enough. It's actually called the Reptile compact slide, and like I said, it's just ran flawlessly. The serrations are perfect on the front and the back. You can see that they're angled, I mean, perfect. And then you also have some on the top, so if you do one of these guys, I mean, this is just, what a well thought out and just gorgeously milled slide. Oh, you just can't get any better than this thing. And Norsso was actually kind enough to supply me with a coupon code, so you guys could get an extra discount on this amazing artwork that they call a pistol slide. They also make stuff for Glocks as well, so you can get a very similar design for your Glock 19, or you can do up the P320. They also have different style slides and different designs, but this happened to be my favorite. And then we come to the sights. We have Sig X-RAY 3 sights. Let's see if the sun, there we go, the sun might grab that. And you will notice that I have regular height night sights, even though I run an optic. That is because I don't like co-witness on my rifles, and I don't like it on my pistols. Long story short, I will make a video on this eventually, but I trust this optic wholeheartedly. It is a fantastic optic, the Trijicon RMR Type 2 RMO6 to be specific, 3.25 MOA dot, and this thing, it's a tank. It runs forever. There's been very few reported problems with these things, and in the very rare occasion that this thing might go down, I trust my own skill and be able to point shoot, that the sight picture benefit is worth it to me, worth the very small risk that this thing might not work someday. So just take care of your optics. I'm not on duty, I'm just a civilian, so it's not like this thing's going through the ringer all the time. It just gets shot like a normal red dot, and that's it. So enough with that. The RMO6 as I've just been saying, is amazing. This is by far the best optic on a pistol today. There is nothing that even comes close to it. This thing is more rugged, the glass is better, the dot's better, and it's more reliable, which is the most important thing you could possibly have in a pistol red dot, is being reliable, especially if you're like me and you don't like co-witness and you don't like the rear sight sticking up in front of the small amount of glass you already have anyway, since it's a pistol optic. RM06, 100%, if you guys are ever on the fence of what kind of optic to get. So like I said, we have the X-Ray 3 night sights, and then we have this beautiful compensator by Arc Division. This is a new comp, and it is made specifically for the P320. I actually don't know of any other comp that is made specifically for the P320. You can even see that it follows the exact lines of a stock P320 slide. So this thing looks epic on this gun. It also looks epic on a regular stock slide because the lines flow perfectly. It is perfectly in line with the slide. You can tell that they specifically machined this thing to match the P320, and it is actually angled just like the P320. It's just another work of art, just like this Norsso slide. I mean, these guys did such an amazing job, and I have to say, this is the first comped gun that I've shot, and I was blown away at the effectiveness of this compensator. I mean, it's not like 9mm friggin' rocks your world, but you will immediately be like, whoa, the first shot you take with this compensator. I mean, they claim a 50% reduction in at recoil, and I 100% believe it. Okay, let's start with body shots. Body shots without the muzzle brake. Okay. Headshots only, comp. See how we did. This thing is made out of 70-75 aluminum. It weighs 0.8 ounces. It is 1.2 inches long, 1 inch wide, and 0.8 inches thick. This thing is Type 3 hard coat anodized, and it also comes in a gold. If you guys like to super Gucci your gun up, that's an option. If you like a gold barrel, gold comp, you know, you can run that. So I couldn't recommend this compensator enough. If you've never tried one, definitely try one. Some of them, they're not all created equal. Some of them cause problems. I mean, I had no problems with this thing. I mentioned I never lubed this thing. I just took it to the range and threw 500 rounds through it. The only times I had any problems was, I think I had like 3 failures to eject the whole time, and 2 of them were when I was trying to shoot, and I probably rolled this footage in at some point from in front of the camera and show you guys the red dot. So I was trying to like do that, and I was limp wristing the hell out of it, and I got a failure to eject at one point. And then one time it was coming loose because obviously I was testing this thing, taking it on and off, and so I didn't Loctite it as they recommend. You're supposed to red Loctite this thing on there so that it will not come off, and I obviously didn't for testing purposes, and when it was coming loose, I had a failure to eject. So I just tightened it down after every like magazine or two, and it worked flawlessly. So, I mean, great on them, and that's great on them. Like, that's great on everybody involved, especially Sig with the great internal frame, that trigger assembly inside. You know, it was made amazing to give them the ability to give this perfectly smooth action, and then included with them where, you know, they made their comp run with just the stock recoil spring. You know, everybody involved here just did such an amazing job to complete this best P320 in the world, and honestly, it is an almost unbeatable package. I mean, I'm just totally smitten with this gun, as you guys can probably tell, and this is definitely going to be one of my everyday carries, if not from now on my everyday carry. So I know you guys are going to wonder about prices and stuff, so let's go over quickly what everything costs and what I spent on this gun. So the Norsso slide, this absolutely phenomenally beautiful slide with this amazing milling, oh my gosh, that thing is $529 for the slide. It is a stripped slide, completely custom. They do that because if you tried to mill a P320 slide to this extent, you would degrade its integrity. So they do it from a completely solid piece of the 17.4 stainless, and you get yourself a whole new slide. That's why I could turn the tac ops into this very easily. He also will sell the internals for an extra $100 installed, which I took the liberty of, and it was fantastic. He even like pencil tested it and made sure that the firing pin assembly worked and stuff, and that it was running. Yeah, so it came in ready to go. I just threw a barrel in it, recoil spring, and RMR, and I was ready to rock. So yeah, that ended up being like $630 altogether. Then the Arc Division comp, which is just amazing. I mean, you guys should definitely try one of these things out. This thing was only $90, and it, let me tell you, it improved the shootability of even just a regular 9mm. Oh my gosh, it was phenomenal to be able to try that out. Even if you don't keep it on all the time, man, just to play with, $90 accessory, it's totally worth it. The Silencerco barrels are $150, and as I said, those are phenomenal. You can't go wrong there. The fit and finish is perfect, and the, what do they use? They use like a black nitride, yeah. The black nitride is just, you know, it's working great. You can see there's no wear, and that's 500 rounds in, so, I mean, I can take a look at this over thousands of rounds, but the X-Ray 3 sights, those are $130, normal Sig sights. The RMO 6 is running at $470 right now. And, you know, you're just going to spend like $30 for a recoil spring to finish up this entire package. It puts you at $1,500 even, actually, for everything you see here. Which you'd be like, oh my god, that's crazy, fucking $1,500 for a striker fire gun. But legit, I would take this over any high-end pistol. I mean, you could take this right into a competition and rock the hell out of it. This thing is superbly accurate, barely recoils. I mean, this is just a rock solid firearm. And I mean, if you want to talk about like prices, like if you just wanted to get like a P320 milled, you're gonna spend at least $200 just milling it for an RMR and maybe putting like a little bit of serration on the top from like Jaegerworks. They charge $200 for that. And that's not including anything over here or anything on the sides and stuff. That's just an RMR cut and maybe a couple of top serrations. If you try to go to agency and get your Glock milled, they're going to charge you $815, not including shipping, for the same kind of thing. I mean, that's $300 more than this slide. And this is, you're getting a complete slide, and they're milling your stock Glock slide. I still have my tac ops. I can still turn this thing into a full-size tac ops whenever I want. So I have 2 guns in this thing right now. If you go to Zev and you try to get a slide from them, it's the same price as this, $530. So, I mean, the quality of craftsmanship and the quality of milling, the artistry and stuff, it's just so worth it. You cannot beat this thing. It is just an amazing package. And if you're in to like nice things, like guys, if you like nice cars, you're gonna buy like the Ford GT and not just the regular one. You're gonna buy the Corvette Z06. You're gonna buy a Maserati. Like if you're into guns, you're gonna buy something like this. You want something that's cool, it looks fun, it's unique, and it functions flawlessly. I mean, you're getting the form, fit, and function. You're not just getting the function out of this. I mean, it's the art, guys. It's the art. And that is my Sig Sauer P320 video. The best there is. Right there. What a beautiful gun. Thanks for watching. Have a great day, guys. See ya.